we've all been waiting for. We caught in the dummy. Another good shot off the big and I don't even get sent away. Once again, it's hard to know who begins this match. So his favourites. Whatever you'd say, he's trying to summon and be Milan. That's in it. One straight. And the fight, it seems, between these two sides. That's going in. It's always a privilege to how do you see it, Bella? Good evening. To live in parts of here, so of course, you kept seeing the atmosphere is up. Some it's dictatorship also teams so with the show that the stuff thinking that the field would want them. Yes, if you balance his basic adulteries as well, but good to see him there. Opponents to pass to the end of part of it. It's big goals. Oh, indeed. So boy, immediately under pressure from the Suchin. Just Charlotte Holden almost finding Demarcus seated in the gap here. Plays it somewhat stuck. She was his stall and punting to the ground. The defending it was the winner. September. Suchin played it again. So that gives him into immediately territory. Det does have the other fast sort of wise. But on one side and possible down the other window for fun. Down a hole now. That's funny. It's a kick. It's very quick, Nico. A big dismissal of the hits. In the league, he has missed a minute. SerieA said signing from Manchester City. Sheldon Olney. Talon, it's on the home side this evening. The usual course of boost. Free touch. This man on the ball. Then he does that there with the hold of possession here. Amala also will start on the right side as a right wing back. Hired offer. With opposite with the doubts and it's Egypt. Well, actually, it is pretty much first choice. So both sides took just very hard. Thing you will ever see in this fixture is the teams wearing good evening other than their traditional shotgunners. It's the Nerazzurri against Rossoneri this evening. And signaling out as a steps across, so has to get seen against first corner. Yeah, to gives a little kick live, mid-side on his feet, the ForzaInter. His back point allowed Caro had thought that he beat on the ball towards one of the debates and he leads on his point. In behind, good challenge by Pavlovic. But the huge threat from SempreInter, not they've been struggling to indulge a bit her situations, but they're well aware of the pressure. Nerazzurri posing and taken short. Shalanolu delivers. Trying to put a fan in, that's a strike. This chick. And a bit straight to Sucic. Mounting up caught. Statly big bike signaling. It's a wrapped up. But no, to be sharp. It's a goal kick in the head. Yeah, first choice of ForzaInter. Lots point business coming Salfa and Pete Oliver. Salfa Dybala per year. Told out music for his experience. Getting the right position. It's sort of gap here. That it's the first save by Guardiola. Which not ForzaInter. Reckless off the pitch of this Gerard and by our teammates with the French national team. Should not be Hunt, so that think harder for the initial players, but 2026 World Cup. All right, so players, it's the of all tonight that are boring. It's in Summer's World Cup. Does think medal. I see the Italy contention. Oh, likes of the challenge on it. Chimpy and like Italy in the playoffs. Bastoni. The pressure from Sofana. There, Sofana is looking like there first to the one midfielder that is going to press one of the three defenders with the nail was a policy. Archer give challenge it. Sofana will go and try to put Passo down the pressure like he did now. So Cleaver has again decided to keep the players nights off. He doesn't want to leave in sound as the Unitino. Nicely having the players staying over at the training ground to foster unity and team spirit. And he said that later, split time with one another, Captain colliding with felt out on both players. It's on the full first of a challenge. Yeah, hard ball, Bosworth for the challenge, and he pulled up. It's soon worth go ahead of the. Yeah, yes, maybe there is not enough for power fight that good save this deep dive by Quaglion. And he's fit. Derby is just good about follow White Mignon. So already kept 2 pinches and 13 matches in the DerbyDellaMadonnina before tonight. Conceded 21 goals in those 13 matches. So it's not be an issue for, Gambia can't continue it task. However, that much is just a case of standing the flatter. Knows me. Che si fa con we see it David. This is the last of caliber. All of the ACMilan players complaining about isn't it? No Carlo. Foul. Hold up. Got it near the meet and maybe thinking about the solution. I need not worry those Milan players because if there was an elbow from outside, it seemed to got me in the face. The video system referee now was referring for an on-field review. Mignon served the opinion that outside Spine better on that gap, yeah. So look out and get nice opinion of assistant referee. Last time we mentioned it, we said we hoped he'd have a quiet night. They said it's perhaps not. Thinking no about the option down, it has got on the bench. No man to be sad, especially at the park. You have to talk on it. A big term can be involved. It's going to matching. You don't want to go off injured. These are the Derby. Step up, SanSiro playing very well. You were set to back if you're in Gambia Tuesday. Are you under the challenge? I Calcio in on it's just on didn't love part of straight to protect them. So this kind of challenges can happen. As a player, you have to protect yourself, So sometimes happen that you maybe you waste your elbow. And the light hardship also easy to hurt your opponent. We have had the Swiss also in this game in the race pass. There was one of between Dumfries and Taylor and Abbey's. Swain actually seeing him at Derby without neither of those who were all Taylor and this having left Milan. Dumfries out injured tonight. It's an full problem. Aldridge still seeking an explanation from the match official as to why he took no further action with other player players felt was a blatant elbow. We'll restart with him, so free kick, ironic. Good news is I think it's going to be locating a team here, but wait to be summoned back onto the big shots. This treatment is had an deck up there was called the last season point my lord and really goal at the last gasp action of the game with a header from the free kick. So the cover suit is nasty map call. Still definitely got caught. Sanak is helping out for Sanak. Sanak has had a terrific start to the season. He's the switch shot hang out. Shut that up. Study. Someone's done. That's very simple sit back, soak on the pressure and leave it. Then shot counter. My stunning with the next swing. This how you what's that? Yeah, this would be the fly. Don't try to hit the deep diagonal ball up towards Divan on one side. All of Ramos was the other. You see it white Patrick case now. Try to cheat deep in the heat and think that I think counter Apache the lights off. The Real Paul is equal up your solid matches above to Zach as well. A check. That's from 8. First choice. Given it that it's rainy, it's fine. So actually, if this may should be second season. He was done with experience as opposed to makes sense with this. So Busto shot on the side for Chira. Deep might that in Sucic tries to lay it off. Fabio, be interesting to see how fit he is. Back to side unit. The first look at Miao. Miao and Tano and South High. Yes, it's still fought that in between them. Number 25 and the number 10. That's what they are will look to do it all day long. We shoot the ball in his favorite halves, hard side, and the immediate drive at feet of defenders. Anything about usual 2 meetings in Serie A this season between these two sides. There is scope quite soon, actually, at the end of December. Then a third meeting, semi-finals in the Super Cup. As up, it's a race. I think it's checking it, did it? Well, they Super Cup. It's going to take up Bologna. Church. His first experience in this mixture, someone has played in an exhibition. So past he got during his time with Nerazzurri. Played in North London Derby as well. The Tottenham fixture is played earlier on. It is a day of derbies around here. A bunch of with the paddle sample, so it's happened already twice that stop me by the end now. So you can play it offside either way. Well, I think it's I think the serve ball from the America is being served on his left foot. They did plenty some what the squad towards he's strikers up now started down. We don't how they last to play together to look for every part they put the ball for the other. You want it back. So who comes away with it? Slayer fights around. Alzheimer wants it to switch it first time. Good enough, but she's starting to find him out. Staranak is suffered under pressure. He had to beat the press. Some more he can't get. Dimac pass starting. SerieA. They'll stop it. SerieA. He's gone down. So how I did the ball. Former kid. You have to probably got the ball for that. Great idea by SerieA to try to chop inside and force football. It's only the danger when the 37 goes down the slide in the box. PC on top, push it here from the way playing up. I don't phone. This is a quarter can get you the lights up. He did well to readjust there because he went into side with his right. It's his straightening make the left and actually takes the hold. Here's SerieA. Shatland already ready to get hit. Off a caption. Havlovich straight up in the air. Design he was gone. Shut down Harapio. Get that's up. That's what you give you. Is a little bit off the part on that to the counterpart situation. Singer, SerieA, no InterMilanVsACMilan. I think he was asked yesterday, but still some doubts as to whether he would start. And I think the answer cuts off the question from the chair. They simply said, John will start. You could clearly see that Fofana is the player that is going to press. So when you're on the high, keeping it up, you'll head the mothership, you'll have to Steven it's a Modric. What up to win the ball back. Moving a little bit upward. SerieA trying pressure to Are you expecting a tighter position of the MilanDerby now that late Messi charge? I mean, it's almost an open game to this. Yeah, I think so. If somebody is going to score an early goal, that perhaps it can change, but you can see it. They seem to be defending deep and then wait for the chance. Bastoni. This ball in outside on that to Havlovich staying in it. Carried up by Modric, but perhaps lost the hold. Here's the Marco. On his weakest side is another call that's going to get the city to plot. So for that, not doing well. Not to cut a couple of ball in the middle of the part. He got from flag is not at that start here. But telling you, Havlovich, I also was a cliff on one. It's not the Lautaro header. Just hobby up like Alessandro job. The Champions scared away a penalty released me against it. Dimac with the corner. Havlovich got his head to it. That's Rabios. Practice SerieA. This is well. Yeah. Good try by SerieA. Try to generate power with the half-hole strike. That with his left. Hit on almost the flat of the dark hole here. First touch that immediately try to did that. Sadobli with genetic power, thought that he what's find a way. Let's just switch for a highlight, secure the Hotridge. It's family Nivolasa. British of 300 people in Paul Stanley does represent Trey shares his national team. The province's crowd another his affiliate. So is that to connect the loose ball? Chadwick the kick producingly in the referee's direction to suggest that Milan number 10 fouled in. Nice layoff by Hotridge. You're through the gears. He's how Santa actors. San Macas for the year now. It's Disaki. Pulisic did believe, else he might have had a tap in. He had the close quarter, your vibes, captain. There, the fun Disaki puts the ball down, that they haven't tried to eat to the fun. Either. Nobody Stefan, we see now. Put down 20 to see the Mia. That can't the child idea of the Portuguese. Inako. Bite some more. Starting on it. That's Hotridge. But that's it. That's all Suka Hotridge. The old wins and it's a from Fofana. Yeah, that was a bit it's so far. To make sure the ball forwards. But she is heading straight to Sagi. So never gets feeding it. Pulisic. I see too much of him so far this evening. Just add you to Villas. Easy for a Chadley, but straight to Advantage. Hopford. Apia. When am I being tackled at mid-ball, so the French try to spare me count. Up to Sagi to retreat the ball. Hawksich is intercepting it. Shared me away. Lovely layoff bites around. Sitchens. And what a ball for Chira. He's working hard. Yeah, see. That is a nice decision. Spot hard up side by Petit down. Perfectly deficit well, but he needs to protect the ball before Sandebakas was coming. But it's a play by Barella. I used to think the Inter have already lost 3 times this season. Yeah, came in save MatchDay 12. Choice up there. It's your brother. Yeah, and dropped too many points to draws. Only lost once. Suchi true time and space. Haltala makes the run. Suchi didn't find his scout chip player. Think that Suchi challenged to feed the 2 boys. And one against the body. Lautaro was invited a couple of these Milan defenders. I think the hard choice, the hard decision. As we scored the winning goal here at Inter now. Can find it in the big matches. Defeated brother and Aponisha Radio meeting InterVsACMilan with a signal Mr. Penalty. As for Inter version of the fixtures, they struggled in lost 4-3. Big Sharon against Juventus. But they made bus. Perfect. She good now. He should put a second ready, but there's that. Isat. Shared with the only parents. Yeah, also by our chat because we can see that we played. You saw now behind them with their to try to pass up, have dissipated, and that is like the idea. Sanadakis. So often it was a tail at best, terrorizing into. Stupinian was recruited to replace the Frenchman, but it's not designed. He's currently first choice left wing back. Yeah. Salamakis, Botridge out. Disagi making another intelligent run. Botridge. Made sure it didn't get through. It's just spelled on this for me. Yeah, of course. Interested to see Talakwaka's position. Stignano inside the park outside. Pulisic. Pulisic. Half of it. And shape so far, dealing very well with rapidly now. Sucic, Duran hooks it in the channel. The start Sucic starts fine. Serie. Samoan, Stim strike for strike. Stimarco. El Sucic. Hunky the way of its evening. Pulisic round the corner. Goes to connect. It's untouched. He's got the out, obviously. Last side the other. No. Like is off it. It's an all set defensively. He maybe Pulisic could have got by himself. So the honest, please put to hold up the American. So far. And he waits for a penalty. Salama this. Try to find off and out. He's again moving open and it's a change. Behind for his frame. Sucic is off the ball and go down to SerieA. I think Serie. Abio wants it. Here he is. Abio. Pulisic. Still there. And took a shot inside his own pass. Yeah, but off a ton. See, should it be scared? Every time I wide off the team is midden the ball back. Can get to me. Tack på Inter. Get it caught on attack. That's what it back off Rossoneri. Pared. Yeah, Gundaria shot by. He does skip up. The 50-50 challenge there, I guess. They call it Sean Legend. Just the one chance and saw orchestra up ahead. It kept out high. Mike Manuel. And so as any danger to. It does feel like one of those things where it's able to necessarily turn their noses up at a draw if they can win the game. Superlative, but they said they don't want to lose it. That's something that I like news. Riccone said this season as well. When you can't win a game, support me, don't lose. We are still only partial of the way through. Yeah, he knows how to win. That does, of course. Modric. Makers. Hastoni. Yeah, so the Makers is such a good play out in high day, and he has so point the shot like the first 5-10 meters up. So you got this now, this so feeding blood, especially the back and serve. Sell off the pace and the best defense. It's up. Serie and the team practically top of the mile. Well, they're just 6 goals against. That's why it make me also asked earlier on this season what to me that needs to do to play on some with the domestic title. And they said could see between 20 and 25 goals. So that will take some doing. But how many they've shit so far when you consider. Leaks 2 at home, when there were 2 goals to the good. Already conceded 9 in it in the matches. 2 against Cremonese at opening and Bay as well. 2 there against Pizza here. 6 at 9 accounted for. Pumpage. Yep, so really witnessed that trademark dynamism with this man at SerieA. I'm really surprising when he's only just to full fitness. Protecting the ball. Yeah, with a pocket of space. Now it's Fothana. Sabori joining. Saturday Pierce. Fothana comes for goal. We'll have the other side out. He's not the only one. He's not punching that. Let's put it there. Bastoni no apple with the champ because Leo was able to receive the ball hard above and switch the ball on the opposite side. So they want the shot to be ball on the board tight to hold them now. This team key to doing is very mess. Looking at any oppression there. And now that seems to be the message. And Kiva certainly doesn't have that history on his side as a foreign coach in charge of Inter. Here's Podesic and out to turn. She got me certainly how big Mitrovic sich misstime. So rip tight advantage. Angela serves the red and it's hoping to frustrate you. Leopold by pull up, Poppy the shoulder, Cedric Barber Shagana sat there. Milan needs to be careful. Patrick was twice. I think Sofa played the long hole, but the defense was not squeezing. So paced him down and won the second ball. They had them challenge at that. Immediately had the chance to drive at the defenders. I mean, it's a key value. Now it's to Cooper, Jose Mourinho. I thought the Nices and Leonardo, all foreign coaches, didn't name it any of them lost. And if there's Derby, so Keith Romania had me to change the narrative there. It's a rep. It's the InterMilanVsACMilan. No. Study. Search it. Charlotte Norman. DiMarco might get there. Gap pick never cross and has to concede another corner. Yeah, he got moved up so well. Short passes up play side is once a 50 of the sun. Charlotte hit the pocket. It's a good one. They didn't use the full no paddle. Clear of the danger. Of course, he get another corner kick. Decisive gap. They're going to be claiming it's exact, but the point connection. Hard part of the pitch. So this is a bonus straight set. Charlotte on to Calcio, and it's up for Kasper. Features shot the woodwork had shared me with his head except having scored it and into the crowd. If they did be glitches with that second start. There another Barcelona this confident kind of save position against Torino probably the opening game. A chair biff back to the front post. Very don't even a hand shoes on by Charles. Feasible well lucky. Big long time ago was to me that play. Well, synonymous with it now often. So inside gets insisted on his signature. I think well better with Lazio. I won't get a better look at that opportunity in a moment. And again, it was a corner which was avoidable from the Milan perspective. Yeah, collector. I saw how to defend against the play there. Is a pack at the full post there. A slight bit of nice touch there is enough to find the depth. Hoydan was beat hit there. But the whole call at the same day, Similar. Still keep. Keeping the ball. Boxrich. 6-7. Center back here. Nice policy. Hot breaks the yell. What's who's got? There, follow over, not shut the problem by and pass found the out. Took more in. I saw back in Zulaba. I know what it did the last get here. Get over. So far, but it is too far away from the 5-post there. And look there. Ball is inch perfect. Didn't too hard, was behind. Hit the wide. Not behind. So, of course, best chance of the game so far. We had to a steep post rather than crossbar than tonight. Francesco should be the upper portion of the upright. It's very near the happening goal to it. That Derby with to beat Milan by 2-1 to win the lead with 5 minutes to spare. Played 20th title. Was a champion with the only goal to run with the second and Tamori with an 8 consolation. Saram has to score by Derby since, incidentally. Pen was 5 up in a beach. He takes a go. Money. Saram. Good feet against up Saram. Shot that no. Once in the eyes right. To ring adjust. Yes, bar check. 2 out before between up. Actually, there you can see John Hopkins is waiting for the ball of this right tune. Tweet the target. There, the ball still happy for the French. There, Chardon has to strike it, which is the last. Had that been on his stride. Bring it on, so he would have at least hit the target if Hull scored. Has to hang it having is the Paris Saint-Germain president. Watching some players to buy maybe even to possibly does. Closed. And he always saw the books of near string in the pass. From the ball here. Tomori's clearance. Mareta. Zaro. Pull. Gate up with the piece again. Pub that has of pressure. High quality the bit of the pipe. Catch out bit first up. We shouldn't forget that as a penalty is a reminder, the Champions League final. Less said about the result, the better. For this. It's off at Aldridge. Sanakis Diptards at Bastoni, Sadavakis, Aldridge. Similarly, statues remain. Simulator's item. Hereby beats the turtle with the both elements inside the box. What is to be now? Sarah his. SerieAMatch. But it's actually calling for his goalkeeper to come and retrieve it. Frame off his thigh. Kadina. Yep. So calm behind chair a bit. Call it sober. This man can't cause Paul Betts with his sharpness. And also watching on, he spoke alongside to how Scaroni, the Milan president, earlier on this week. Wants to start this big hooker there. And they are defining dominance because it's the first time that history of Med sits actually becoming owners. The proud. Sit down a bit, but I signed, so that's all the deed. And it's to knock this old facility down and build it around Spiky Stadium. And then on this, I think sometimes someone does need. What a killing off his sign from the third district. Remember Bastoni, then Naples, suck off from a tornado. Yeah. Yeah. So we do all of these. So it is the board is symptom. Yeah, what it is 33 thing at showing that acceleration. Soften. Happened. Pace buff designing. Have a engine. So I don't think enough. We see, yeah, with the past really terrorized it. There is Scaroni we just mentioned. Bundled up against the goal. There was so forecast at substage that is then asked up to pass. But the fact that the outside leg is the centre forward and Hoster and was counted, sure to be ironically actually helped it here because nobody helped show that wide men positions. And I had he's been able to mark hand of the game. They especially considered that the loves to press from away. I'd push the wing back high to pick the report it. You can see it's in the hours. Not told to see if the book there. I thought to be involved in the game. Then actually, like, here's for example for Juventus. We call the left side. He's there to have favorite position to receive the ball. They don't want. Dayton West, drive head, yes. Sarah Mattins. He said that anything is very classic, but does the simple things very well. Well, it's out of doing the simple things well. It's anything he's saying to me. And why do we keep Ned Big Sadavankis to SerieA rivals? Hurdler at Bologna. Sadavankis has played more minutes than anyone else, at this season. I like these are sheer track. I can understand why. Won the penalty at Harbour, sport a fight moved from champion Itan. Yeah, they did bet that he has been one of the first they sing the players will find the first 12 of games. Sport here gets happening, 30 on. And these are play there. Every type was almost well. You can play fifth. Actually, everywhere had a single position of the park. So I know that it's a furry by Thotana. Tamosan also. I was called by a Rapio there. It's never going to be completely comfortable playing on the right. He's very touched the Brazilian. Not any trusted by Vitala Rockets. However, in toss at Jose I already saw Carlos push up on in that position. It's his most recent as break up the 2-0 win here against SanSiro. Alright, this man team up produced a stunning assist for Buddy. That, as usual, from the circles of 10 that give you goals as well. The pubs up needs these maybe classes, but it's not really palming. That's unnecessarily contest this point, mate. It's a lot more hard when it's off the bench. And also, any do, yes, Milan has some big money signing a Kurbadis, and they scored 1 goal, and that came in the Copitania. And to get called upon Bonnie, who's been a revelation. Esportitores, a hugely exciting talent. There's quite a lot of Serie, but let's see how's up Bustal. Still Palos up Bustal. Tuzaki made the ball. Just that hesitation from the Brazilian. They're good to deep Khalid to the Bulls up. Favela decided to eat to the it all puts the wing back can come up so that and wasn't looking maybe though to tweet with his last but Tuzaki defended well. And now baby flown through. He's sorry the range. I'll just image speed but whatever the cops of it. They can get it right. They could short instead. Areta. Thomas Augusto. Shalanolu. Areta delivers. Serie is not up. What a save from Mignon. I can't. The Woodward. Spared me. This is a 50 services by Poyard. Put the long tunnel shot. But this player, this keeper, saved these signals once again. So they'll be fearing the worst. Respect from outside with that source media. Could have won it by then at near Torhapa. Waited there to have challenge against 2 days to do that players that he has the connection. It's a good shot though at the outside of it. He's a right foot t-shirt on baby. Yeah, Widan has to put those the lovely saves. But the Brady's heart they'll be that tapped in and some of fans now the superstitious ones will be tearing the worst, starting twice in Woodward. But it sells out Martinez. Sarah, take that call. The Movatol gap here, the play they get the decision. Her mind and outside of Martinez. Scored plenty of goals in this fixture, hiding in the derby. Only 6 players have ever scored double figures. So home, one of Perser's stats and Agramovich. One who scored the most goals in this fixture, Milan legend from a panel door, and Fish had checked 40 goals in the DerbyDellaMadonnina. Klaus out of which has scored tonight, he'd bring up 10. And also moved 1 player, and it's a mentioned. And the Sample saw that. And so 4th place is Pulisic, and she got it so to the ball, and she had been extended. And we fitting up as forward. Yeah, it up the center. Well, you got another chance. Radio high, but for my momentum, it's with the Nerazzurri. Station is first up, but they're still looking so the other goal. My study. You know, with all 11 players behind the ball, they certainly expect 2 goals, so Shafavit charms up. Okay, but you deserve to be in front for the combination of Father, brilliant Shabbat Media, step the scoreline dollars for the moment. Carlos Augusto. Oh, same weight like the Serie, even away what I mean. Altavo's now ceded possession. He was on the loose ball. Things are first to the 50-50s at the moment. Study. Sushi. Chipasho from Bimarco looking for Sucic. They won't hard out of play to sell that because he has eventually got the throw. Gli avanti fuori Sigliani, Inter di Spota. inside the box. So Horsepower, there's his two players, two Abel-Plas, the Kamasofenstall, the Nia, the Sligi said, das Wolfteil, well, that means the Pavlovic, so Polizik. Here, was sort of using his sense. Jabio with the clearance. So top by the now. Yep, the fades of him. Also, Gusto Payton gets back this argument. It's broken for Podeshe. Shuts back Samila, pull this in. Rabiot up to break his stride. Up this argument. This is sudden. Goodness. Struck it cleanly. They played me. With his left foot as well. Good play by ACMilan. Here, Quantazagi is in the outside position. Also, way put up a hot chair. The ball was, of course, enough for the son of Hopkins to eye. Likely, please, Amala. With this response of his mean outside. Until his close shade, it's not shared be held out. Oh, Mio has something to say to the referee. Champi. That's been very vocal too. Deal. Staying there left for the body. Had Cherby there. That's Travis Paul. He's there. But if he did, that's a red card, isn't it? Sequel tell their previous luck following up. Alright, well, yeah. Here you can see Cherby's clubbing moment in now. She is his last him. Yeah. So I'll ask you, why just a VAR of it to me then? It was perfect. I remember a player being sent off the filling mark Cocoreus. Yeah, remember that, yeah? Yeah, and then it's good up when it's so, and let's have some back. I took when you sound so sad past. Fusaki. Yeah. Just in the work of our colleagues as well immediately sound the right footage to show evidence of that upon the after the hours and mining of it. Bio. So, oh no, stopped it bracely. Let's keep it to it. It's not acceptable either. Let's just skip away the other body, Neil. I saw Plavo himself in that. The Portuguese manager pulled him. Not to his credit, took it very well. Subai Sock says really covered it back punches to try and avoid producing yellow cards. Yeah, keep the game quiet. Partridge. Policy. Help by Medion. Frapio, away from Carlos Augusto. Alex Pulisic. Fabio nearly got this way. Back for Pulisic. The Gospel very nearly felt the corner. Yeah, was waiting for the dead to be for. That's what this does so well. This is a wonderful effort by. Hold is it not far away from Liam Sommer. Sommer playing in the covered. Willers got the ball been inside the post. It's judged. Altala finds Chalanonu. His play. Suchic's calling for it. To that beside it, Vacha you have the chance to play the ball at with the look. And I did up the plant to Serie. Put the ball in. Said this was Ishaman. Suchic. Shut it on now. Mr. Suchin. Team hot call. Hands through the ball. Yeah, when it done. Doesn't one like that. So you try to watch Sucic. Aveva selezionato. Sucic shots hole. Made by Bastoni. That is what the other click to clean. Yeah, no. He doesn't look like it. Don't tore up the game. Three out of minutes on the way. Did have that breaking play whilst gap the Nerazzurri and early on in the first half. Each have come closest to scoring. And Serie reaching the post. Altano striking the woodwork as well. And someone at a signal set to bet. And making one point, provided may not get a result. These critics will be bouncing on him if they don't. Bastoni. Gap just got his head to impact his hand, keep all these it away. All of a sudden, Milan can't clear their lines. But let's hope that Walter Van not pull up to receive that. Help us up with shot. Peter. Shaladon. She. So quite calm behind now. Such yellow card, Sophie. Sure, yes, Peter Flau, Pod the Parella, Pod of Leal. That way, the chance with 1.5 minutes to go, plus at least. Try the whole, the Barcom was naked. No, if I hope he knows not. Celebrity him, not. This late, it's strengthened, but it's not particularly day counts. So I need to say to the forfeit to show how much Ronaldo. Why does that cost a chilly yellow card when we've seen spray elbows of Altano? Seen a hair close of that Chadbin. Charlotte all with the free kick. The Yao heads it clear. Oh, Zasha Puddising. Holton Chow. The rest times, Milan to counting. Sadamak is. Harvio did keep it in play. That was a decent one. Peasants of Facciano on the good clearance. Top Milan, the defenders. There's a teasing wide. Carlos Abuso was going to hard Peasants on the front post in the air. He's stole this on the break and be DerbyDellaMadonnina, not for ones who are trying, certainly where it's are concerned that Serie hit the most from a corner with a header held out of Martinez, denied by a stunning save from Mike Mignon. Happy combination of the woodwork as well. Milan have not been a force in the final third, but they're still on level terms after 45 minutes. began the match. Also starting the second half of us getting Wednesday's great better di buona loss. That project is now they di nuovo state guarda di interesse di buon split. Di cliente the couple of big chances but the fad like what they were the bomb sort. Serie still going. Harper's to wrap. See, it's a goal. He came up, felt he was found off the ball by Sabori prior to that. Yeah, you have to have had the chance maybe to go and drive at the ace in it up before as he waited the Salamakar support to try to cut it. Catch it, the ACMilan defender special prize. Tell the politics a bit hasty, having just a long time out. I think they sweat that hamstring issue before returning. For Bedshire Palmer. It's a women hate or otherwise policy kind of afflicted through in the air. So actions. They go into touch. Dip. Slovakians was been quiet in the first half. So poi do in portate di for her ACMilan is pressure. Even a kick served. Hello, someone start. Shalanona. Releasing well out of my teammates. But they just don't hurt any well. Yeah. Solid again by Pavlovic. Down. Start the perfect light and we did love title to control the ball dead. It does skip and we did the challenge. Yeah, was supposed to be on the challenge up to Zagni, so it should go to front here. The traditional centre forward with Santini is still out. But the speed pass to play as a striker this season. Let's see, in that second striker role. And so we'll see out and out. The target man really. Will be Altaro is played the long. Marco makes a run, it's a lovely ball. Di Marco, and you'll need to cap it. No one making it up, and it's a shirt. That's a high ball by Chan. All the thought the Chado for the Yamada Copa. All force the aim strikers came short. So nobody was in the box. I know they'll be hoping to hang on suited like many yards as her suitors down the yes. Chelsea were very interested in him in the summer. There was, I thought was suited right. Serie before the player. Sell a contract in summer. They played with those three world-class players. Made the odds and that this would be out over many tails moved on. I think he's saying off the out that that's a sign of maturity. For the start to realise that the striker is going to be judged on it. Of course, he scores. He has been scoring plenty. Heltana Martinez starting out. Have also Costo free on the far side. Nerazzurri Pushov. And thing is, Barretta. She said, putting your phone fighting the side to side. Idea Pavlovic. The decisive block here, because you can see the attack at the full post there. Go move again by the turn. 40 needs to go close from one corner in the first half. A chair beginning. The burst. And there's so many options for them in there. Bastoni and Altaro, I can't cheat around. And that should hit the forward as well. And give up, go in the corner. It's on. Gisag somehow found Modric. And a shot to be set to. Turn a place there. Chadwick played the ball cleanly. Vaned. Di Marco. That was a. I need to watch F40 so the gates at 78, 79 probably. Again, it tried to hit the front post there using the block. Fick it up there was blocking the front bar. The champion had a smooth punch. Nothing else. Gaming down. Big dangerous. That should be 37. He will turn 38. Serie. Suchin. And staying calm under pressure from Solsana. Amala for the correction. Suchin. Around that. Around. This right to Modric. And that just then sounds to Laurie. And lost by Serie expecting the ball. Fever. Pretty calm like it. And to start in the first half rightly. The second half rather. These markers to run with St. This before. And you knew what was coming. Yeah, you did that big. Where the beef out of the corner. As told to walk the front. What the foot home. He did the first 6 minutes. The better team look so far. Decide to put us in. Oh, you know, bring it through. Oh, I count. Salanakis. Put fine policy. Do not cook up there. They check you on that because they bought cut boys. It were time for the save on. And here the chance of what to up. Try to eat the target 2 seconds for it. Music catch, follow by note. And you're losing his feet. Stepping to his left in anticipation. Coming up, big game is coming up. Thinking that SerieA. Nice, lovely kids. Robert against Polina, play against Juventus. Polina playing two next. First 2 games against the Black Celestino. That's all this. Nero and the copy tap. Rabia. Papizaki. Pilato Asinfene. Papizaki was offside. Sinon, l'État sait qu'il doit start maybe a radio goal to door to be more effective in the game as long as soon as the game will be in a such sport. Let's be quiet in the first half after obviously club time. Since I the point I injury. Fortunately, penalty call team out call it said so she won ending alongside the hits the head coach. I mean I'll get Suso. One of his players, being a Esposito, warming up. Esposito will surely be a big part of Gattuso's man so much. Playoff semi-final against Northern Ireland, reported in Bergamo. So, it's Italy win that game. They play the winners of Wales against Bosnia. Chelanolu, quite soft. Here's the soft hag. And also certainly that here's Seven Mackers. I say this that it's looking for this Derby. I store waiting with side instincts and last policy. Help me once here. And sorry you did. That's our project is was ready. Waited upon the middle of the park. They did turn the shove. This not what the great transition. More than 2 side of our he tries the ball at the defense strike it. The bottom corner, good save by Sonda. Travel losing the ball. Good copy there. Now, she find up. Hit me up. Son of a desk. One touch. Nice shot. The jumper. Couldn't stay play from it. And thought the lead bounce. Holistic. He's breaking it off. Big scoring in the biggest stadium for Milan. Already an era for the Rossoneri fan base. Means leaving to regret those 2 antlers soften Woodward in the first half. The frame of the goal. SempreMilan's rescue. Sommer pushing it to its anchor's area. Pulisic did the difference right there. See Salanakis. Yeah, we'll say that he was quiet in the first half. But then when the widow did, that was part of a leaky plan that he's working perfectly. We did the ball back inside his own box and he'd be able to lead into the transition. I was talking about the goalkeepers in that goal. Obviously, you need to have softer hands. Better push it behind for a corner. Clearly, Arcology has to be tighter onto this partner. Yeah, he's put a good challenge. Stunning. One data before the Super Cup, I remember last season. Deli Pilots, yes, it's good to be Sobato. Clear that they generated a little bit better. What is it? This there, waiting again. Summer Paladins. I place up. I don't know now. I think it was signed by Manchester United. Inter do have José Martinez, but that's been the understudy to Soha. Sosa had a very difficult season after a tragic power accident. Just fatal. For a pension, he was involved in on his way to the training ground. So keepers get faith with Soha. Partially a fault for that goal, but not the only one. It's a Gunners. On top, going to try and twist the knife out. We see the couple of points Inter losing a bit of the ball. With Chaladoro, there big hit. It does his shot. Modric through it, and found Rapio. Also remember an easy square ball through Chaladoro at the other end of the ground in a derby, giving it straight to Milan and went on the score. Yeah, and even at the start of the season, I guess, DerbyDellaMadonnina, well, a pass called the opening goal. Losing the ball, yeah, his always a danger, especially consider that Inter commit somebody who has fallen. If they don't have a real place at the park, and in the middle of the park, for example, ways to be out with Rabio, Sarahakaz, the port is it. Nerazzurri is now the joint top scorer in Serie, along with Hakan Çalhanoğlu. He can't dodge Serie 5 goals, he's got 7 all total. SerieA, a brace, need it. It's a goal here against Napoli, and they scored against Inter as well. Çalhanoğlu, and then it's only plenty of time to respond here. And if there is a team that could spoil their way out of trouble in it, it's Napoli, it's a perfect game for a person. Volata for our evening. And that's Johnny in. Altano then he wanted the return. Tavosini finally giving it to Rabiot. You can't lean on anything in. And when he goes, Rafa, Salamanca is interested. This is policy. Shasta in the square hole. Yeah, it's practic to see. Sobayatazisha now. Poesibilag. Spray shot it. Suchi shipping out, comes to his left. Dimancos crossed. Murdic drawn it clear. Shalda Nolan from team. Was Tamori in the way. Çalhanoğlu's got down. Sucic has the ball for Inter. Carlos Augusto. Çalhanoğlu back to his feet. This is Bastoni needs up. Dimancos. Still there for Turin. And Bastoni. Most leaning back. Let's try. It's a clever penalty. Careful at that ball. Far back. Those water ball. You need to do better for that position. Put down opposite. This is hit this part. And you can see the pretty smart Sullivan has a still look. Look here, of Calcio. There's not two players who think about. There is one where we cannot see from this replay. It's obstructed by the ball. This is the rest of Carver can show us. I've just got two players at that of the replay. Once it's too late, that puts it, got it first. Alessi for the goal lead. What we can notice the Campia Derby was a late winner in MatchDay 5 late September last season when it turns out upside Milan need again. And it's astonishing this week. She needs to reach 6 straight wins. As they stand, Milan are going to go 6 games without this. They get to on the back of that. It would be 4 of us. Be victories. Astonishing numbers there from Pulisic. We certainly give Lautaro Martinez praise. And a button that's perhaps sometimes we don't appreciate the fact that this American footballer is what class. Christian Pulisic, he's quite key to start incredible numbers. The team was involved. He's just such a reliable player. I cannot remember a poor performance by a clear supporters. All right, to see them finally finding a home. I think it's appreciating after spell at Chelsea and work out after he was very productive with Dortmund. Hello up så, tillbaka av pass, kallas upp på strå. Han kliver på när det tar pin. Försiktigt efter det skadade Caesars portal på opinion. Modric the what but it's and that play by the Chan always big bolt. So that's on end check out Ronaldo after dipping away the ball, building up to McNaldis is also a fixture, which is a very sore subject, sensitive in here. Especially when you consider that Milan on this Granito in 2022, there were those unsafe great chance in this direction. A lot of that was whipped up by Zlatan Ibrahimovic and open top Musper. The opposite, he does that. It's that especially the ball of Keisha up where the team lost the ball. This position where you've had a lot of small cause. Especially in possession, they bought so many players. So you lose the ball there, troubles. How much of it comes down to individual mistakes that you can't necessarily I just think forward. How much is this Lippi getting his game plan right and keeping maybe falling into a trap? It's a lot of Ridor it's so well but at a depth position. Shalaho cadet stuff that sometimes to get it so see that's what a living does. Fighting Liana. It's a bad also policy. The best exception to me that number 10 being a hard beat business. They've only put very close it. Here's wrapping out, dropping the shot, and helping out defensively. Really good tempo to the derby now. And on title up 10 ends. Sucic. Dimarco. Yeah, bringing up out a bit so far. They pop. He's done opposite one to try to equalize up. Sucic out to turn. And across as well. Again, your statement held out. So well up front. Yeah, that is another one. Things had a wonderful season so far. So, cool. Biggest spritz of it there. Nice story by Rapio. This sort of situation that we now and Persic fried upon one day, lots of possible transitions as you dart and chase the game. Marina sitting through hot trips there to intercepts. Metal Rap goes behind his by Bofford eyes behind you on the shoulder of the Kanchi. What the? Nothing in the Kanchi. So got the ball momentarily. I think when that's immediately. Hadiovic getting forward in support. Shades of what was the winning goal against Rome at this time now was greedy. Yeah, look, Pablo, he beat Italy part of Kevin. His position, but yeah, Kanji did well against the Portuguese. Saw it down, that waited to support. Maybe he was asked about Babovic sort of channeling starting one of those centre-backs that lost it forward. I think they said this was a big part of his skill set. The Serbian international loves to break forward from being us upon the full Stony. Because yes, I heard about his aid. What wasn't really popular, popular Sigga. But no, as support what the expect also the ForzaInter. One cabin on the beautiful country. But finding Serie. It's offside. It is a sign of just embarrassment of riches it's had in the final third. That Diego Esposito has got 3 goals in 5 caps for Italy's 4th choice in the harder on. I'm sure it'll get some time to see that especially the longer this league goes on. So that Rossoneri, yeah, I think so. I'm going to see him. So maybe that 15 minutes or even earlier. How he does got to a weak cycle. How prop. Side actives running away from Dimarco. Time and space for Rabiot. Up to Zag. Sommer with the punch. And it's broken the way of Holtridge. Salamakins. Yeah, was exactly here. She did well. Yeah, don't take the fact that he's swiped by a penalty, but the one was a so sweet. So it by sideline. Leo put it away. Robert Calcio. Pinning away from Calcio. Played out with base beyond with Modric on the corner flag. Beat the swinger. happy all be a friend. Aldridge takes it short. Policy. Chip, he's straight up in the air. Mid-back sit. Ablanic is there. But in the trying to elude Salamakis. Ushering a Rabiot. Seems to have so much time on the ball. That's a sign of quality. Emakara hits. Such is this man. Modric. Salamakis. You see the Bastoni. Yeah, now look like that beats him out. There's a big good fall. Nice football in. So far that took it early. Someone don't behind it. You can see they are footballing. Doesn't take it away. Doesn't take the ball down. He does. These are these first touch. It means that the first sudden look how many bodies that one. The posterior. Not quite seen the response we expected from it to the falling near lights. And into ForzaInter about many or 6 they'd be trailing. Well, those are the 1-6 after 54 minutes. A quarter of an hour score by sits. About 2 much hits of it in the Rossoneri penalty area. Oh, I catch it. Comes up and stall. Astoni. Oh, good one to never so good straight. Skip to the play. So it's gone away from Abilage. Cross sure enough. Do you want called Nerazzurri? Searching. Charlotte all day. So at the state down after cross. I think it's Avalanche. Sucic made time. Bastoni into playoff. So it's getting a lot of paid. Well, I went to the VAR is looking at possible fouls from Pavlovic. You've seen that before. Player arriving late, so catching someone who's whipping the ball in. And I'm saying to put it out. He has a hunch that this could be an on-field head. Gil has hit if the Pavlovic caught to help that the Yups like the severe feed paid here after the ball is hit played. This is going to be interesting. Well, evidence should be a penalty and of what we've seen in the past with Jeff House. This entire period can't be about the day of the goal. Son of a test. I'd think somewhat had was something there about that here, sir. So it is safe to produce of alternative policy put target very violence. And if he to get a penalty, it's almost a guarantee of goals to Chavano, who's already at the missed one. Look at this, delay goes on. The like here if he comes. I was convinced. You tell the cops out to a lot of discussions ongoing between look out at the other, the video assistant left me. There in the middle. Home field heading the other way. Get him out on the cut-off, who's all just lit. Aureliano hit the glass shot. There's only one disease that that actually can take. I think Pavlovic goes it. Can't show some sympathy to the defender is what he's trying to storm the man off, but again, need to do and the high kick cause that with the opposition player with your snatch like that. It's how they call a stand foot. Oh, in Italy, it's like a Stonewall penalty. Chiediamo a Zrisetta, noi exactly what's happening more than any you have to have on Medicotta. But Simone Sozza, heard the loudspeaker. A seguito di revisione, il calciatore numero 31 del Milan. Dopo che pallone è stato scaricato, può mettere un fan, può vedere from l'avversario. Per tenere finale, per posizione. Yellow card for Pavlovic. Try to pop all penalty to it. What a chance. And Nerazzurri to them, I think, in the derby. And so let's make the difference. And Keeper got his substitution right. Triple the captain. They've done the Inter up a 9 and he has forced the mistake. And that leads once again. It's going to be Charlotte in the derby for 12 yards. Yeah, Pavlovic cut to torn out the right foot there. No boards, and he never had the contact with the ball. So I think this is stonewall pound as Patrick said. No, Charla. These are the path is part going down. He did a big history, he did let injury, so you have opening goal. Someone on his last fight, geez, doing good, done only miss here against Napoli last season when he hit the post away to Vigneault's right. Where you shade the penalty, at that end of the ground, at least Medley was in the win against Roma, Divana denied. Huge pressure on this. Charlotte on the Italian football hot shot me. Central yards. Tonight. Don't have a cherry pot. They sing it again. ACMilan. You gotta see it so big when don't see what appeal to you. So yeah, the full save I did, but magic bike. Cialanoli takes the resulting corner. I took it. Like that the boom point, there was a foul. In the airing. It is not Inter's night. I just think Cialanoli thought did Milan side since his departure. Really 3 goals against Subsitsu there. Not only did they not make the sake, they got to the rebound as well. Yeah. This is on my last goalkeeper. Stop. It's the fine Chita Vesha. Look, yes, that is his left foot that is still up the line. It's the first to react on this save at the half average. This relieved after by the out save. How many times did that happen in your career? You know, my biology did anyone say just because yeah, and I want them to laugh that. Watch, do you want a beer? Put it down. You Saliva. Holding it. I am still pursuing any highs, body. Nice footwork for the French shrub. It's just the head to hardcore. Stop getting past, dare I say it, not giving it Pinic Savage has a rival in terms of the best penalty save that in Serie. And he's denied Cialanoli. Surely that very rarely miss. Yep, plus wonderful goalkeeper. Halfway for halfway, the other one for the ItalianFootball. This is one of those games that will be infuriating on the Inter's coaches. Well, if they end up hosting, how on earth they've come out and it was exciting. There's plenty of time for them to change their switches. Those quick free ticket switches. They get them. I get assurance, Very it. Yeah, but end up. Don't be so far. But your shots. Peter Flayler. She did things to go now. But chance. You caught the kid. Shot only with the corner. Tamori got his head to it. Imako. Should be the goalkeeper's ball. Tell him to shout. Here it is. That's how we see, I think. Zianis keep easily to Paboda. Otherwise, 6 minutes or can she? It's fun. Now you can be keeping safe. Milan certainly do have an advantage over it to the second advantage now, but he had last season. On a European football, but advantage doesn't necessarily clash tonight. You're on his side, a bit international break. Champion under pressure. That's a dive from a champion. Did something called that by Fofana, and then with experience, the job is playing that you get a fall. Not sure it's that somebody called that denies, but there is this is the referee is there. That's the and at the outset, yeah, Tulab is put on the other side. Charlotte only is the player being brought off. However, I need to remember thing. Soft and a thorn, and then Milan's side didn't score. And a single one of his 8 derbies full of Milan against due to 3 goals against the Rossoneri sitsu there. Not a fourth tonight. Still Pelot Hulquin. To Chud, recent. The pilots goal scoring for InterVsACMilan. Technically, it's out the net against Milan, and he did have to ball in the net here against SerieA. Fofana withdraw Famici. Christopher and Cook calls, but to be sent on. Schneitz needed the policy. Seek up off. That is currently the Nerazzurri. Yet, side performer by Positive. Positive can have fun. Was ready down. Just what it is. It not bringing it down. Good course, not the chance. Deep breath. Let's did we not. But I love now is good to play. Did they play but up? Sommer's clearance. The forwards. Just doing it to Serie. And that's just away at message decided they want to score quickly. They could have matched it and envisaged them getting a second as well, but they first have to find a way past me. It's just said and done. Buddy. Yeah, they actually created it, Arsenal. How far the penalty saved by Bayan. More wise at the couple of chances. Not done one. Real now. Creator to our legally, to be fair. So it's good for, like, so they can. I mean, to give it a deal side to Miniel. I want to know to nothing. It's already happened in the past with each other and over. Challenge all over from this year. It's a going direct now. So they thought I studied the of it. Studies cross. Ori did well. She took his time. Good piss after it. Should be going. Yeah, good job. But I think for the SerieAMatch defense, I have an incredible game. Tomori special. For sharing a second goal, backing themselves to keep between sheets. The shot it's about to keep it up. They're away bites around the out. Stuffed in. Restore a curve for the out. As soon as that half, he cut the offside. Slide. Champion dropped off him. Maka. Sucic. Away from Serie. Still searching. Modric was there. He was alternated. He said that one against one the situation idea. And shake it up. I thought the Tomori paused him. Modric. Said he called us again. Princess and I can one of them. Reduced the net. But I know when the ball in. Basically, she did kill it properly. That was the chance that. They did sweep up, called out a thick shot a bit slick. The ball, yes, there of course, you either side the power on this stuff. Don't look like that. They don't look like lowest night where you try, but you cannot find the net. Some shit should have a throwback. Might just sit there. Marcelo Brozovic, another huge fatality creation midfield, so insurance days go by. And Sucic into the ball now. So taking the dig line, Lane roll since challenge Irish to us. I think he's had to fight that border. It's not to play, but it's a box up with seeing that it's helped everything. They're still supporting. So it's just he said in the past that he does like playing. It's a reduced step. I see it, Steve. Away from Tupelo. Thomas side for money. Goes Gambia. Oxford playing against Kharkov. His goes down. Hopkins there at Bastoni. He belongs it. Frank Dick, I think. Certainly still trying to get some obstruction, stays team. It's a dominating possession. They're behind. It's of a score. Alessandro Bastoni. From there, considered a shot. Carlos Augusto now. I can't cheat. Slow ball here from Inter. Subjic. Arena. Should be Medians. Please. Too high. Per poi devo adesso. Dona Calvo si sdane connected. Now it with something special. Sports is ready, plus another top player. Here comes the boy wonder. US Sports it on. Inter score now. It's get big away, leave. Wrap yard. He's done his job again, yeah. Spent a segment, him in. Waco struck herself on stop. And then Costa's coming. Just got a shout from Benyo, but Dimanco was behind him. Yeah, good job by Sanamato. Where's that went before? Dimanco to the throw in. That's why we'll have the interchanges now. Not sure if it's and that's a huge surprise. Just through substitute appearances. So the Albans beating the Donagay. Shoots clearly. They pops off heavy energy. And they can no longer provide. And shared me scrub up. It's 3 up top for Christian Heber, Neo Sporty till he does in 5 house. For instance, so it's just been it's very interesting choice. That's how you would bet against him scoring in the derby the first time of Asti. Last on his throw. To Ram on the flick on. Ishins was underneath it. That's Zielinski. Counters up Busto. Body. Just side by that. Deployments by Modric here. And they've hit hard. Hit soft physical players and sit the park. Ruben and Loftus Cheek observe. Yeah, this is very harsh and offensive. James soft this cheek couldn't. That's at the best goal scoring record in the derby. 3 and now 21 matches against Inter for Milan. But again, showed his worth this evening. And I think my team not score until I provided. Can also for another 5 minutes. Plus out in time. It will be tense now for the Rossoneri. And it keep knocking on the door. The special did look to reach the third and all about to deliver. Matteo, big boys, point on off the box. And then this units. Felt will stop. Astoni finds Gerard. Playing left wing by Serie. Switch edge. This is where Inter lost the ball into the middle. Dimanco does just that. Sito pulling away in the shirts of Gabia. The referee has been analysed to Florida. You can see that in the past when Dion had that challenge against Fiorentina. Remember the penalty the Wasp in against Hogwarts, I think, a couple of times. But that's not that foul has been given against Inter. I think Guarda is the one that gives the Dios ball the top with Gabia. It's been a superb performance from Manuel, but it won't matter unless Milan hang on to the clean sheet. Manuel taking as much as he can over this restart. Tramanolo's hats. But you've had me derby memories when it's maybe not deceiving. Donato coming forward. Esposito. Body. It's itching. Body lobs it back. And shoots. Going for goal. Straight to Mena. Here you have the chance to play it. Body. Did again a wonderful job for wet fight. For the solo goal, as soon as you could solution. But now, got the sensation. It should be subtle already. And this pressure to be at the point. But items playing needs to press. It's so on teachers because how if he let me say ability to start something ready for sending out like Messi lead or setting raised eyebrows, Stephen. Aspect of fees that it's spent on the French midfielder and the Brazilian wide man. Perez Jules. Cheaper did say it's probably down to me as well that I've given them enough playing time and they won't get opportunities. Serie still running. What that Jules. I see it instead. Sister also who stalled how James working the space to shave it leaves for Pony to completely stuffed it. Yeah, I think there is that's the part that it was it topped off for the Dilfer. Heard that he's the deep part that the people lay off and take the ball. Also put them in front of that up and full came the as the reason for no, just wrong with a shared beer discussing us. Well, this is a real story. Ramanic searching on. His role as singer advisor to Redbird, the ownership group of Milan. Ardon Hirshani is about to feature for the first time since August. Jab your way. That was a time parents and both and Haltrich meets on. Down, I see it's just shot with top hard for the number 40. The other bottom each. Order anlegen with count on the decoration speed as the half of minutes. Russia has started all in 12 at minutes games this season. Incredible for someone who's now 14. Esposito bouncing off Pavlovich. Still Esposito. Dolke. Well, choosing other ones. Presented what the football for bus. I think David wasn't decent. Last touch. But touch on all the time. How it meant for him, and it was very hard watching now because he's powerless to weaken him, and he has to rely on his teammates to at least get a try. Otherwise, it's going to be this astonishing record. It's another trying it, damn it. Would been a fourth defeat in 12 matches. And hard to see too many teams winning beneath that sort of position, but it could be an anomalous campaign. Especially with Herbert Soppert. For result this season in general, incidentally, 27 points, 2 more than Milan Asning stab and that willing. 3 more than Inter. Jew. Pravno up on stop. Zielinski. She. Finally Sercic. And Zielinski. Put a step out hers, but just like you got the cross. She finds Zielinski. Carlos Augusto. It's a bit to make something happen. I'll just spoil across. Small chinches there. Lapio has no outball because it could basically playing steps forward in the moment. Slip from Rabiot. Zielinski cuts it out. I still see him this year. That's a rap being too much a whole. I don't know why he does waiting too many. It's wasted too many passes to put the ball outside the box, especially considering I hold the big boys up here. They don't have the pop of weaker. Until you see it in, you see the Pavlovich. Then of so convincing Paul sentences of Sucic. I'm sure away from Seven Agnes. This was a shot, I think, from Taran Astoni. He could away by Padge. Lost his cheek ironically. Taran looking tired. Lost his cheek. Hurdling the challenge of Sucic. That's why he's made goals on the Englishman. Off his cheek, nicely heading from the corner. Why is that out of foul when it was a champion hero? Little... Lot of shit. Is the point of get dub. This cat don't have the stuff up for the... For the making it. Touch near to ball. It's so it more than two in the expected goal standing. That's so the... This is the ground thing at the top of your screen. Horty. And Tamori took it like forward there. Surely all the ball across the pond. And I certainly seen you from where we watch it. I think they've gone away with our head, and I'll say. Yeah, we'll still it. Off the path to how it to pop off. Needed small. It's the. Still cheap. Rabiot concedes the corner. Dead to the quarter. On the other side, did it. The handless boss already was to play 6 half for the only put the chance for call up the one fine field and a half. So. Side there was a time for it to begin. Delivery right, and should be in. Sucic taking the corner. So no marking for me now. Sucic for the ball in. Salah back in his straight to see a bit new. This is true. Sucic. Still no prof. See it in Steve. Do my help. Tricky one for Sucic. And each have lost momentum has reloaded to the final minute of added time. Study goes off. Some hold bites on that. Team on call. Latches onto it. R3 waited before. Wisely. Rewarding Apple. Yeah, where did he said first half? Thought that. Hook also be a digma set of the turn to take the pass there. I've assumed many times to put it is that one neither. This is black about poor satisfied. Once again, showing why they should never write it off. That's me. Being very competitive this season. There were 10 league games that are being done into 9, and even lost all the other thing there. I made just a few seconds away from the 6 goal being one of the winner, but big story is this match, Mike Manuel. Another topping win for Milan. Suddenly he gets the picture of Christian Giver, but tonight was sort of up by Manuel. A penalty say to deny Chalanolu off him. Pulisic. Storm will prove to be the game's ugly goal. Milan needed a helping hand to the 3-minute goal as well. But they beat Frog the net, and so did they go up into second alongside that. What for the 6th derby running. They helped being big played to 4 wins in that stretch. And it beats the inch of almost 3 games already this season. They may have sent me to nil. You like what? Milan were also with pagod na ni Babakian Eduardo Manit Kalima Boom Bap goal, but hasn't he some that gonna Walisic? Dan menjadi satu-satunya gol di laga kali ini. Dan walaupun gol diciptakan oleh polisi, tapi Mike Maino tampil luar biasa dan layak menjadi main of the match dengan penyelamatan dari penalti yang coba dilakukan oleh John Hopkins. It should on this one rain in the spring, but the crowd sits heading when you're live on stream. They're coming for you, man. They won't coming. It's the kickoff again. Said the compelling needs to have joy. Another, you know, in life, sit down. Sit me. Yeah. Kita dimulai ya melawan saya itu ya. Lo itu tidak satu baik karena tak loh. Begitu dah, harus lebih apa baik dikata tepat waktu. Nah, terlalu sedang dipakai sebelum dan hati sangkaya sedap dari hatan doa. Tapi kalau udah berdoa, atau total penggak penting lainnya. Video hadir pada kita mulai dengan tema pola dan video lebih dari hiburan. Setiap petang kita yo dan handing go down dalam dan little one is done. Total pada sebagai home san jam pada we'll see decide we'll look at the tapi ada kasih nomor itu habis itu. Halo pemirsa, kembali bersama kami di studio dan pemirsa babak kedua baru saja berakhir dengan skor akhir 1-0 dan kemenangan pada laga derby Milan pada pagi ini dimenangkan oleh ACMilan dan disumberkan oleh poin 7 menit ke-54. Bagaimana menurut Aman di pertandingan babak kedua tadi?
Ya, dan tidak bagaimana Milan berhasil ya memanfaatkan situasi counter attack. Nah, seperti yang sudah kita bahas bahwa Milan mungkin akan banyak menunggu dan memaksimalkan counter attack. Dan ini terjadi di babak yang kedua. Mereka berhasil untuk bisa ambil up serangan, tembakan dari SerieA memang bisa diletakkan oleh Amala, tapi bola rebound hadir di kaki dari polisi menjadi satu-satunya gol yang tercipta di babak kedua dan menjadi poin kemenangan. Nah, sampai kita lihat ini dia alat dari pertandingan yang berlangsung. Kita melihat bagaimana Inter terus mengurung ya pertahanan dari ACMilan, tapi luar biasa performa yang ditunjukkan oleh Mike Maino di laga ini. Ini dia awal dari counter attack yang dilakukan oleh ACMilan, berawal dari bola yang dialirkan oleh Rovada. Satu tembakan dari SerieA masih bisa dimenangkan oleh Solar dan bola jatuh di kaki dari polisi. Ini menjadi gol kelima dari polisi di kompetisi Serie A dan menjadi pemain dengan catatan gol terbanyak yang dimiliki oleh ACMilan di kompetisi Serie A sejauh ini, dan ini menjadi satu anomali dan makan melebihi dari catatan striker seharusnya yang dimiliki oleh ACMilan. Baik satu Jimenez ataupun juga Kunku masih nil gol sejauh ini di kompetisi Serie A Italia. Dan ini lagi ada peluang yang coba diciptakan oleh ACMilan walaupun berakhirnya masih bisa digagalkan, dan menurut praktis setelah gol yang diciptakan oleh polisi sebetulnya kendali permainan jauh dilakukan oleh InterMilan ya, apalagi dengan intensitas serangan yang ditingkatkan. Mereka memasukkan Pio Esposito, memasukkan Boni, memasukkan Adidio, tapi pada akhirnya gagal untuk bisa membobol gawang dari ACMilan. Apalagi pula termain ketika ada penalti pelanggaran terhadap Marco Soram dari Bavlovic, tapi eksekusi dari Hakan Calhanoglu berhasil bisa digagalkan oleh Mike Maino dan cukup layak yang menjadi man of the match dengan beberapa penyelamatan luar biasa yang dilakukan. Dan langsung saja berusaha Italia tabel klasemen sementara setelah pertandingan berakhir, ACMilan langsung naik Milan di peringkat kedua di awal sama dengan 25 poin dan Inter forward di peringkat keempat dengan poin yang sama. Ya walaupun kalah tapi sekali lagi persaingan di 5 besar masih begitu ketat. Kita lihat bagaimana Bolonya di peringkat kelima, Inter peringkat keempat hanya tepat 3 poin dengan AS Roma yang ada di puncak klasemen sementara. Ya, dan kita lihat juga di sini schedule yang akan berlangsung selanjutnya ada pertandingan antara Torino menghadapi Como dan Sassuolo menghadapi Pisa pada pukul 2.00 Indonesia bagian barat di hari Selasa ini ya masih akan bisa kedua pertandingan ya di game week 12. Sementara kita melihat bagaimana ini yang menatakan 12 juga hadir dengan beberapa kejutan yang terjadi. Tapi menarik bagaimana persaingan yang semakin sengit dari atas sampai bawah di klasemen sementara Serie. Ya, sesuai pertanyaan sengit tadi ramai ya ACMilan membuktikan hasil mengalahkan tim-tim besar nanti dan itu terbukti pada pagi ini berhasil mengalahkan di InterMilan dari kalau melihat ya bagaimana perjalanan Milan di musim ini bersama yang kali ini mungkin akan dikhawatirkan menghadapi tim-tim kecil sebetulnya karena justru hasil negatif lebih banyak didapatkan ketika menghadapi tim-tim yang seharusnya bisa dapatkan kemenangan dari ACMilan. Tapi Milan membuktikan lagi-lagi mereka berhasil mengatasi tekanan nilai besar. Mereka berhasil menang menghadapi Napoli, menang menghadapi Roma, mencuri poin menghadapi Juventus dan juga Atalanta dan berhasil menang 3 poin ketika menghadapi Inter Milan. Ini sekaligus juga memperpanjang catatan 6 laga terakhir. Artinya nilai DerbyDellaMadonnina di semua kompetisi Milan tidak terkalahkan menghadapi Inter Milan dengan 4 kemenangan dan 2 hasil imbang. Oke, Rahmat, terima kasih sudah memanisi Mi dan juga para pemirsa di rumah. Pertandingan pada pagi hari ini ditutup dengan ACMilan sebagai pemenangnya dan skor akhir 1-0. Akhir kata saya Sinulisa. Wakil Milan dan juga segenap kurang petugas pamit untuk diri dulu. Terima kasih atas kebersamaannya. Selamat pagi dan sampai jumpa. Apa nih kak? Like, ibu kita anu saya, ibu. Kita cari tahu. Ada di cari ini kapan nak? Buang aku. Orang menjudi buat bayar pinjol kan? Pinjol dulu gara-gara judor. Itu namanya auda ekonomi kreatif yang berputar. It came on this one, rain in spring, but the crowd sits heading when you're live on stream. They're coming to you, they won't coming. It's the kickoff again. Said the confederate needs to have joy, Chinala, and pain. You know, lives a gem. Sit me, By God. What do you mean? It's weird. The stupid door is crap. No matter how fast you look. Throwing up once it passed. It was tragic, but now it's finished. Oh. Okay. Come on. All right. Sure as time will truth. Just Avrin. When I was didn't think well, I was a little eye on the well, and so, how was she done? Still hurt? I'm not getting with my knee. I don't have team. Pause it on chip. Playing, yeah, can be boxed out and go look at Jackie Hood. And decent. I'm fine. Right, or I don't know. I like that. Forgetting just what's going on to the east side of Divial Frag. On set the right coverage. The Gibbonsine happening. Incidences round 12 continues here on the back of it. That international break. In a company of project. And it did upside 7 at them. Manuel Basciani. Good evening, Manuel. But it didn't have anything. What's Miss Papa in it? Serie. He's got tough on it. It's a thought. I show a break here. What a crack. How we go ahead here. Head up, didn't fight to said part of Serentina Juventus. This and always will be a special match. You get it. It's now considering both its fault, especially in the Adriana. Desperate on with this match that the government to kick their season off, starting every time against this Panettone. Luciano Spalletti returns to Florence, where he still has a residence, but he's now in charge of the side that the Florentines hate the most. Juventus, especially with some of those transfer dealings down through the years, beginning with Roberto Baggio and continuing with the likes of Chiesa and Zamovic. Speaking of the latter, he leads the line this evening once again for Spalletti alongside Kenan Yildiz, around whom Spalletti plans to build this Juventus side. Fiorentina
still looking for their first league win of the season. An astonishing statement after 11 match days in the Italian top flight. But far from deserting their players, the fans have turned up, and in numbers 21,000 expected this evening. It's as many as the stadium currently holds, with the Curva Fiesole currently being refurbished. And in fact, the ultras from the Fiesole currently housed in the opposite stand, the Curva SerieA. 300 hearty souls, some Turin Palazzo, maybe other areas small of Italy. Juventus both support up and down the peninsula. And Juventus looking for only a second win in this, their fourth game under Spalletti. Encouraging start with that victory in Cremona since then. The draw against Sporting in the Champions League, and then that rather disappointing stalemate against Torino in the DerbyDellaMadonnina. The reason Paolo Vanoni was appointed in the first place is because Stefano Pioli did work out the second time around in Florence. And this is an expected fan base. Fiorentina have become accustomed to qualifying for Europe under Thelko Commisso, who has invested heavily in the playing staff and indeed in the surrounding infrastructure. But simply, Juventus have poured a fortune into trying to get back to the top of the Italian game. Last champions in 2021, it feels like a lifetime ago. Nicola Fagioli there greeting Marco Domenichini, who's Spalletti's assistant coach. They would have worked together Euro 2024 when Fagioli was part of the Italy squad for the sailed European Championship campaign, which really made a win for who knows when Italy will be at the 2026 World Cup in the United States, Mexico and Canada, something that Manuel and I would of course broach over the course of this evening. For what has been a Saturday already late running goals. Only Italian top flight, half a dozen shared in Sardinia. Bologna winning by 3 goals, 10-0. Then Udine to move up to third in the table, level on points when Inter and Roma astonishing the job of full-man Fiorentina coach Vincenzo Italiano was doing at the Dall'Ara. Be there, could be a busy man this evening. They'll need him at his best. Similarly, they'll need goals. And the Corriers have got his first week goal in a 2-2 draw at Gino before the international break. And Moise Kean sits again, lining up against Juventus, against whom he scored last season with the in Turin. And if this match is anything like the meeting here last season, the Florentines will be going home happy. It ended 3-0 to Fiorentina in what was Thiago Motta's final game in charge. There is still a huge match to come later on this Saturday evening. In the Italian top flight, Napoli against Atalanta. Raffaele Palladino's first game in charge of Matteo. It's against his hometown team as well. Cabal sits again for Juventus. That is a boost. He could well get plenty of opportunities given that Spalletti's intention is to move to a back four at some stage. Hasn't yet been able to implement that just yet. It appears to hinge on the fitness of Brett. We might not see until the new year. But this is one of those games that falls into the Calcio category. Iconic colours, the pair. Lots of history in the Italian game. Lots of silverware, especially when it comes to the Bianconeri. Chop chiedere di avere a conversation with the CEO Serie, which is the but you know the man. Like a live this. A giro un salto bianco-nero, you're not bouncing, you're a Juventus fan. Such as their current plight, winners and bottom of the table, Fiorentina would take a win against anyone. But Juventus aren't just any old opponent in this part of the world, but they are public enemy number one for the Florentine fan base. And tonight they're coached to the Franchi by a Tuscan, Luciano Spalletti, a man tasked with restoring Juventus to where they feel they belong at the summit of the Italian game. A full house at the Franchi. A lot of love lost between these two supporters. A big match for both sides. Eventually targeting maximum points for very different reasons. Juventus to get back into their top four and Scudetto conversation. Fiorentina to fill themselves off the bottom of the table. We'll lead you with the remaining strains of full Fiorentina. Now just moments away from Juventus under the lights on this Saturday evening. The stats are certainly up front. This is the round of fixtures in which we show a red card to violence against women. That's why the players, officials, staff and supporters now having a smear of red lipstick on their cheeks. And Paolo Benoni makes 3 changes to the Fiorentina side that began the tour at Genoa. Fortini came back fatigued from under 21 international duty, so Parisi makes a first league start of the season. Former Juventus man Fagioli and Ken also come in. The latter is fit again, having missed out for Italy. So Mama Locatelli remains the unanimous choice as the Juventus captain, despite the change in coach. Tudor added as skipper. Spalletti has kept him as the man wearing the armband. They've had a similar conversation in Florence. Luca Aniera has been a contest starter at the centre of plenty of controversy surrounding the fan base, some of whom don't like his attitude on the pitch, but Benoni has come out and said, had I been in charge at the start of the season, I would have given the captaincy to Ranieri. And Rescan is back for another evening's entertainment. But our team's officials, led by Daniele Doveri, the Shekling, Matteo Marchetti is our fourth official. And we got back Copuida watching on from the IBC. It is our video assistant referee. Two switches for Juventus from the golden straw. It's Torino. Kenny has recovered from a thigh issue and replaces the injured Bugadima. Kostic is preferred to Chico Conceição. And leading the line. It's not popular in this part of the world. Dusan Vlahovic, who hasn't scored against Fiorentina in 7 meetings since leaving the club for Juventus. A reminder, so stand against violence and insolence. Sooner or later, you would think the Fiorentina side, with the sort of quality they possess in their squad, will win a game. On that first victory come this evening. Up and running, Manuel Pascani and Moise Kane. immediately starting with intent. Good evening once again. Vede bene passa Kersa. So the team Juventus is always this pressure that chance. We set the offense in of players. Vlahovic from one side. Good. Wojciech Kerta the other. So we're going to see the whole purpose of it. Fiorentina wants to get the 3 points here. No, just Tornese, the last spot to get the league. And they attend to the Munch. Notice we're playing with our Winterpool. That Shaka's thing. But easy getting an opportunity this evening because Lovin Gosens is still out injured. Nicole Fortinidi. Surini. Player did feature heavily for his top tree. We had something under 21s, and Pelvin, he came out and said there are a couple of heady playing surfaces. Unusual to see someone sell early on in their career. Complaining of fatigue. Di Gregorio comes to retrieve this, using every inch of his penalty area. There's much to is that solution either. Fiorentina will look at the side. Buffett, especially played with two strikers. Like but can that Piccoli to have played the master run. Bit behind at the channel. We'll never know whether Kotmanas would have been restored to midfield this evening. It does play again. It's Bracic Tossidis, no left centre back. In the absence of Daniele Lugani through injury, Kelly's return to full fitness means he plays at the centre, having previously operated as left centre back himself. Who knows what that means, man. Also, Federico Gazzi left out this evening. Especially the big games like this. So what? We are talking patches before the match about Fagioli position. It looks like he's quick as a triple flip. Cambiaso around the corner. Here's McKinney. Cambiaso again. Run up to Ram. Festic away to his left. Hostage. Looking for space to deliver. It's a clearest pass. Copenhagen's reached the game well though. Hostage starting again under pressure under the door. This on the other side, the Pacha comes up. I would like to see Nordal Copenhagen's facing a proper striker, popping up that time like Piccoli, for example. Tully wearing 91 is very much a traditional centre forward. He used his hand there, which is why the whistle has gone. As we see the Copenhagen's blanked out a couple of times, especially with the Spalletti first time against Copenhagen. Now he's going to face a proper striker and then the half key to hold the defensive duty. Paolo Vanoni played for Fiorentina for a couple of seasons at the start of the new millennium. He was wary of calling this game Corners Volta, possible turning point. He said it is the game, the fixture. We know what it means to our fan base. But he's also been very honest, brutally so, saying that it will be a long process. Plus says you can't change mentality in 3 days. He likes, but he has had the international break to work with his players, so they're only those that stayed in Florence. Plenty of them going away with their respective national teams. I didn't watch particularly in this position. Still really central. Central soldier. There with the back, just behind, with the pockets behind the Vlahovic. How different is it as a centre-back playing as left centre-back and playing in the middle of a 3 as clearly as tonight? It's a completely different position because as a centre of the centre trio, he need to adjust the situation, need to be calm, but it read the game very, very well compared to when you play like a Bracetto on that side, centre-back where you can be really, really aggressive and think about your man. Look at Serley. Carludo calling for it. Here is the Frenchman. Look at McKinney. I think we picked up Spalletti there. Our effects microphone. Bennett and Duchamp trying to relay a message to Vlahovic at the top of the pitch. The feeling is that Spalletti will get the best out of Vlahovic, who receives this under pressure from Papalani, taken keenly by the Spaniard. The Juventus immediately have the ball back. Examples of strikers who enjoyed prolific spells under Spalletti in the past. Francesco Totti nearly played as a centre forward, and Edin Dzeko, who's on the bench this evening for Fiorentina. Patrick, Juventus most classic no soft participato. Fiorentina points Hawedo with a per high punch and leave Ravic one against one with a Pablo Bari. That's where Spalletti scored the ball into the big striker feet. But easy under pressure. Fouled by Pierre Cadallo, who's played every minute so far this season for Juventus across all competitions and hasn't picked up a single yellow card. But that's a curious start, considering no. Especially it's a style to be very aggressive. The first part of this cup, this pit play, and as a weak cup, so probably not. Yeah, you can't. They're not facing it, pulled it. Panomari, Pangricic under pressure from Yildiz. Pangricic and Yildiz share something in common, both the German form, albeit but as in other countries. Yildiz for Turkey, Slovenia's star. Pangricic, Croatia. Andragoda, Fagioli. Two players with Juventus on their seat there. Dodor, nice drop of the shoulder away from Kostic. Dodor. And tried to disguise. Well read by Locatelli, who was fouled by Fagioli. And the referee produces an early yellow card for the FullMatch D'Antonelli man. Yep. Spot on by the referee, my opinion. Good play by Dodor first up that, but Chagona, who is a Juventus former player, but never played for the first keeper. C'è foul. The look up turn it. He's still that is still gonna be easy enough for it filled up. Playing the extra 80 minutes with Kosha at his back. Number 16 you mentioned, well, Mandragora's name has been in the news this week. It's part of the ForzaInter, the capital games scandal and ongoing investigation. It's been referred to trial because of the dealings between Juventus and Udinese. It was seen as the move from Juventus to Udinese and then back to Bianconeri again. It was reported as being an option to buy. The magistrates have contested that, saying that it was actually turned him out to an obligation. Mr. South and Fagioli or Locatelli, and I'm not sure what for a referee not to say that to the Juventus bench. Then so is that it's Fagioli and speak to how about talking about the yellow card? Now Perth he's talking with the fullback, another fullback Juventus next year the player. And Charles Spalletti, a big admirer of Nicola Fagioli, so much so that he just returned from a ban. Thanks to that irregular betting patterns. Fagioli was taken with Spalletti to Euro 2024 as a bit of a wild card in midfield. It didn't really work out. Neither thought Spalletti at the European Championship, and he had Zaccagni goal against Croatia, got Italy out of the group, and then we were very disappointed against Switzerland in their round of 16 exit. And Spalletti also essentially falling on his sword. Once Italy were beaten by Norway by 3 goals, just as his successor Lino Gattuso was in an November international break. Spalletti was very candid when he spoke to the media yesterday, admitting really to self-flagellation, saying that he has poured more boiling hot oil over himself than anyone else has. Certainly has left a mark with him. Desperate to rebuild his reputation as one of the brightest tactical minds in the Italian game at the biggest club in Italy. Of course, we see it now. There's a pass with the Ventura, with what treated. They all left it kind of the front on after we could have it quite a result with the sharp temper. The sharp temper has got the chance now. But the payoff against the Ordinary at first. Luigi, this year, but the CEO for SerieA. So there's been a lot of talk in the recent days following confirmation that Italy will have to qualify via the playoffs.